The chair they gave me wasn't even inside the hall. It sat outside, pressed against the wall beneath the glowing exit sign. Laughter drifted out from the ballroom, softened by music and the clatter of glasses. I stayed where I was, the gift still resting in my lap, my name missing from every table inside. Her mother-in-law smirked as she brushed past me. Only close family gets a seat. My sister, veil pinned, champagne glass in hand, giggled from across the doorway. Guess you don't count. I didn't reply. I only looked at her long enough for her smile to flicker, thin and fragile. Then I rose, gift in hand. My grip was steady though my pulse hammered in my throat. Then I'm leaving. The color drained from her face. Wait, her voice cut through the music, but I had already turned toward the door. Something was wrong. This wasn't just pettiness. It was deliberate. Someone wanted me outside, missing from the photos, erased from the story, as if I had already been written out. I walked out of the building, but I didn't drive away. Instead, I sat in my car, headlights off, watching the glow of the hall through my windshield. My reflection looked calm. Too calm. Her laugh replayed in my head. Sharp, intentional. Not just exclusion, but a signal. Months before, I had seen her fiancé at a bar. He wasn't alone. His hand pressed into the back of another woman as he whispered into her hair. When he noticed me, he straightened too quickly, smiled, raised his glass like nothing was wrong. I buried the memory, told myself I imagined it. But her dismissal that night made the pieces shift. She wasn't just arrogant. She was covering for him. That was why there was no seat, no card, no welcome. I was the risk. And risks are easiest to silence. I leaned back against the car seat and exhaled slowly. They thought pushing me out would work. But silence is where I live, and silence can cut deeper than words. Over the next weeks, I moved carefully. No warnings. No arguments. Just collection. I returned to the bar, slipped the bartender cash for receipts. He remembered the groom. He remembered the blonde with the sharp laugh who always ordered whiskey. Bank records revealed shared hotel charges every other Thursday. Phone logs showed late-night calls, numbers masked behind prepaid devices. Piece by piece, the pattern took shape. I didn't confront my sister. I didn't tip her off. I let the evidence breathe until it was undeniable. On the surface, I was polite, present. I smiled at family dinners, sent her warm texts, played the role of the brother she could brush aside. But at night, I opened the folder again. Receipts. Records. Photos. The truth arranging itself into something sharp, unavoidable. I knew the moment to cut it open would come. Not yet. Not until the wound would leave her no way to stitch it shut. It arrived with a single document. The blonde wasn't just a mistress, she was pregnant. 5 months along. His name signed on the clinic intake form. I stared at the paper under the desk lamp, my hand pressed flat to the wood, pulse steadying. The storm inside me went quiet. I gave it to my sister after dinner in her new house. She opened the envelope, expecting a card. The laughter on her lips died. Her eyes scanned the page once, twice, then froze. Her breath caught. Her knuckles tightened. Where did you get this? I didn't answer. I didn't have to. Silence told her everything. She looked at me, trembling, lips moving without sound. I sat still, my voice steady, cold. Now tell me, do I count? The next night was the anniversary dinner. Family gathered, laughter thin, forced. Her husband sat smug at the head of the table. I waited until dessert, then slid the folder between the glasses. He reached for it, frowning, and opened it. Page after page reflected his betrayal back at him. The silence was surgical. My sister's sob cracked the air. Gasps spread down the table like a disease. He tried to speak, to deny, but the documents were louder. His face buckled under the weight of exposure. I leaned back, hands folded. My voice cut the room open. Only close family gets a seat, right? The words landed. My sister's tears fell. His mask crumbled. The in-laws, smug before, froze in shame. I was calm, detached, watching the truth hollow them out. I left them sitting in ruins, the house heavy with silence and disgrace. I didn't stay for excuses. Didn't care for apologies. They weren't meant for me. On the drive home, the night felt lighter. No storm. No weight. Just clarity. They had tried to erase me, but now they would spend years erasing him instead, bit by bit, memory by memory, until his name was nothing but a curse. As for me, I no longer needed a seat at their table. I had carved something stronger. The last thing my sister saw as I walked away wasn't pity. It wasn't anger. It was freedom. And freedom, once tasted, is never returned.